state championships.
The biggest stories from area high school sports. This is Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. Alongside the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Semrau, here's Hunter Vaughn.
Another week of high school football is in the books as we are on to level 3 of the WIAA Football Playoffs. I am Hunter Vaughn. Here with me at the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios is the man, the myth, the legend, the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Semrau. Dennis, we've been talking about it for the last few weeks, how great this playoff is for football. You get that single game, the one weekend, that one Friday night, and then you get an entire week to think about the next round of games. And we had another great round of games across all of the divisions here for level 2 this past weekend.
Oh yeah, it's this is a great time of the year, and the weather's cooperated. We've been very lucky so far.
Which, by the way, I'm going to derail right away. It's making me nervous for Camp Randall.
It is,
because
isn't it?
Usually what happens, I feel like, is either we get terrible weather through the playoffs, rain, snow, hail, and then Camp Randall comes and it's 50 degrees, it's sunny. Like 2 years ago, you and I are doing the Lodi Luxembourg Casco Division 4 championship game. We've got the windows open in the press box at Camp Randall. It's like 50-something degrees. I was upset with myself because I had too many layers on and I was actually sweating during a state championship game. But then last year we kind of had good weather through the playoffs, and then the Division 7 championship, they had to turn the heater on at Camp Randall because it was snowing. So they had to be able to melt the snow off of the field. Like, I'm getting a little worried here. We're going into level 3. There might be some rain here coming up this weekend, but I'm a little worried that we might get bad weather for the state championships.
Well, I go back to 95 when we threw snowballs in the end zone just to say we could do it. And then the year we had, was it Arrowhead? Was that the great comeback in Kimberly?
Yeah, and that was in the snow.
Oh, it was incredible. Mm-hmm. And I think there was more scoring in the fourth quarter than there was the rest of the game. It was one of those things where it all just kind of piles up, and you can barely see. And I've done Badger games in November where they had the brushes out there trying to clear, and you're trying to do stats. You're going, well, it looks like a 3-yard gain. Yeah, close enough for government work, kind of a thing. So you're just that's what makes it fun to be in Wisconsin. Wait 5 minutes, it'll change.
Exactly. But again, we said we had some great games across the state. We're going to start in this first block of games with our Division 1 and Division 2 results a little bit later on in the show. We will talk about the rest of the divisions here on Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly, as Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations, one on Fish Hatchery Road and the other on Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? At Zimbrick Honda, buy 3 tires and get the 4th for how much, Dennis?
$1.
That's right, just $1. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda. Dennis, we start with the Division 1 games, and for those, if you want to follow along at home on the bracket, we'll start here in Division 1 in the upper left-hand region. So this is the region that has Waunakee as a 1 seed, it had Neenah as the 2 seed, but Neenah fell in level 1 in overtime to De Pere. De Pere got a level 2 win as they went on the road from the Green Bay area all the way over to the other side of the state to take on the 3 seed Hudson. Won that game 17-14. So De Pere, they're into level 3 as a 7 seed, and they've won both of their games now by a combined 4 points.
Yeah, well, they're going to get a Waunakee team that beat McWanago 20-0, held McWanago to 50 yards rushing in 37 attempts. Mm-hmm. And this was after giving up a ton of yards the week before, and that was to Chippewa Falls. So I think that defense turned around just a little bit. But every Chippewa Falls, the last year, remember when Middleton beat them down in Middleton, I was really impressed with that program. And that was when we said, they were 7 seed? Are you kidding me? And so it's a great program. So, again, you got to get punched in the mouth at least once in the playoffs if you want to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And that was Wanakee. It might have been Wanakee's one. They had that 1 point loss during the year to Monona Grove back in the conference season. So,
well, the 1 point win in overtime.
I'm sorry,
Yep.
win. Monona Grove had a extra point gets blocked.
Yep.
And then if the other team scores, you're screwed because most kickers at this level are going to make an extra point. They'll miss one here or there, but. Even though what I saw a pro game the other day, was that the Packer game? It was like a 48-yard extra point.
Well, yeah, because of the penalties. You can't do multiple pumps, Dennis. That's why. So you're going to get backed up. But I do think this was a big win for Wanakee. Getting that win, not only is it getting onto level 3, which is always great for your program, and that's a huge success, but they shut out a Classic 8 team. There was a lot of conversation this year in the community that covers high school football in this state about, Wanakee, they're up in Division 1 this year. Their enrollment, they're up into Division 1. This is where they're going to be. Can they really compete with Division 1 schools? They just showed it with this win against McWanago.
Did you see who scored all 3 touchdowns?
I didn't. I'm going to guess that it's McCoy Smith.
You betcha. 6 carries, 68 yards, 3 scores. That was incredible. One was he had a 43-yard pass play and then a 28-yard run and a 3-yard run. So, again, this goes back to Pat Rice's days. We're bringing somebody to the other side of the ball, and we'll be talking about it later. The Badger Conference came out with their large and small teams, and McCoy Smith, the Defensive Player of the Year again, which is no surprise. But, again, Monona Grove's in that league, and they got some pretty good studs over there, too. So that says how good McCoy is, and he just had verbally committed to the Badgers a week before. So he's had a great season. He was go back to our YouTube channel, our ESPN Madison UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week back in September. So to see him carrying the ball right now, I can't wait to watch him live. So hopefully they can keep going so we can see him down the road.
Yeah, he might move from being a fullback for the Badgers to being a running back with the way that he's carrying the ball. We keep going through our Division 1 bracket here on Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. On the lower left-hand side of that Division 1 bracket, the 1-seed Arrowhead, a 2-seed Hamilton, they're going to be meeting now in Level 3 as Arrowhead had a 31-29 win against Brookfield East. Brookfield East had a chance at a field goal late in this game, a 44-yarder. They didn't make it, so Arrowhead surviving with a 31-29 victory.
And that doesn't surprise me because they're such a great team. And I still remember when they won state and they have the B East Beast on it, and they had a running back who was a stud. Go, he's a beast. Yes, so that's the perfect thing to have on there. So every time somebody goes up, beast. And they're not intimidated by an Arrowhead. So.
No, they're not. And Arrowhead, now they draw a Hamilton squad that had a 35-10 win over Kimberly in Level 2. So that's
a signature win.
Yes,
over
exactly.
Kimberly.
Yep, and that's the kind of win for Hamilton that could give them that level of confidence, that jolt, that momentum as they take on a 1-seed in Arrowhead. So it'll be really interesting to see that game and see what they do on there. As we keep going, we'll stay on the bottom side of the bracket, but move over to the right side with Franklin as a 1-seed, and they're taking on the defending Division 1 state champions, the Bayport Pirates, who are a 3-seed in this region, and they took down, Bayport did, Milwaukee Reagan 49-8, and they'll take on Franklin, who beat an area team, Verona, 42-20. So 2 just classic programs now when it comes to high school football in the state. Franklin and Bayport battling it out for a chance at a spot in the state semifinals next week. That's going to be a great game.
Yeah, but think of it. The defending state champs got to go on the road twice. I'm sorry. Milwaukee Reagan was not a 2-seed. 49-8. That's based on, you look at the level of play there. And versus like the Classic 8 or the Fox River Valley or, all the great conferences up north. So, some might say Bayport got a free pass to this round. Well, it's not going to be a free pass to get to the next one, having to go through that team. And Franklin was pretty much number 1. Well, we was on our poll, Muskego, week 1.
Yep.
Bayport,
week 1, then Muskego, and then
Franklin the rest of the way.
Yep. And speaking of Muskego, they're the other 1-seed. They got a 34-6 win over Racine Case. They'll be taking on the 2-seed Lake Geneva Badgers. in level 3, and that game will be at Muskego. Badger, the 2 seed in that region. We're going to go on to Division 1 real quick. The matchups here in level 3, or Division 2, move on from Division 1. Starting in the top left, River Falls winning over La Crosse Central 50-24. River Falls a 1 seed. They'll be taking on the 3 seed Oshkosh North. That game, by the way, will be a 6 p.m. game at River Falls. So just keep your eyes on that if you're going to be paying attention to that game, as they'll take on Oshkosh North. The bottom left, 1 seed Green Bay Notre Dame with a 56-42 win over the defending Division II state champion Slinger. They'll take on the state runners-up in Division II from last year, Rice Lake. Rice Lake winning 51-34 over the 6 seed Wauwatosa East.
And you saw that score for Notre Dame, 56-42. What a track meet. Okay, so Kingston Allen, we've talked about him all year long. So what did he do level 1? 477 yards. Okay, yeah, that's a pretty good day at the office. So last week, what did he do? 504 yards and 7 touchdowns on 44 carries.
Which now moves him to the second best performance all-time in state history.
But that's 981 yards in 2 games.
He'll have a 2,000-yard season
would
now.
like to see 1,000 in a season, a regular. He's doing it in those 2 games. Oh, man, he's been fantastic. Again, and we'll talk about Reedsburg later, too, with their running attack. But Allen's one of those guys, just like O'Grady at Badger, and Tyler Woline, and Greason up at up west of Pier. Guys we've been kind of monitoring. That if we put a fantasy football team together, we'd be able to get some pretty good guys on it.
Finishing up on the Division II side, we go over to the right side. We're going to go to the top right. Number 1 seed West De Pere took down the 5 seed Pulaski 42-21. West De Pere will be playing the 3 seed Union Grove, who had a 14-12 win over the 7 seed Nicolet. So we'll have a West De Pere Union Grove game in level 3. The winner of that game will take on the winner of our game of the week, number 1 seed Homestead and 2 seed Monona Grove. So we'll be covering Monona Grove again for the second consecutive week, as Monona Grove had a 28-14 win over Germantown, and they will be taking on Homestead, who had a 36-0 victory over Elkhorn. Dennis, when we were looking at the bracket, we were looking at what game we were going to potentially do. When we saw MG Homestead as a possible level 3 game, you and I right away were like, that's the game we're going to need to do if we get this matchup.
Yeah, and the coach for Germantown is a grad of Homestead, and that's who they played week 1. They were hoping for a rematch, but MG spoiled it there. Was it Henry Hogan with that 90-yard interception return to ice the game at the end? But this is going to be a physical game. And guess who we get to talk to next?
Perfect setup, Dennis. We'll be talking to the head coach of the Homestead Highlanders, Drake Zortman, coming up next. We'll have Coach Zortman joining us. We will talk to Brandon Beckwith again a little bit later on in the show, as I'm Hunter Vaughn. With me, the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Semrau, here on Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. If you're planning a corporate event, private party, or a team outing, Madison Axe is your state-of-the-art entertainment spot with 8 lanes of axe throwing and interactive games. Go to MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today. Throw it, nail it, celebrate. The head coach of Homestead joins us next, Drake Zortman, here on Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly.
You're listening to Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly, breaking down more from this week in area high school sports next on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973, and they're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether it's the sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none and has exactly what you're looking for. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and check out the all-new 2024 Honda Prologue, Honda's first all-electric SUV, or browse their selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
I worried about starting over. I knew I was interested in IT, specifically the cloud program, but I didn't have any technical training in that field. Now, at Madison College, I'm surprising myself. I really love the atmosphere of this campus, and my instructors make learning hands-on and engaging. My advice to others? Don't be afraid to reinvent yourself. There's more to your story. at Madison College. Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
One call, that's all. It's not just a slogan, but a way of life at Gruber Law Offices. If you've been injured, call our team today. We've represented tens of thousands of injured Wisconsinites for well over 30 years. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Attention business owners and executives. Looking for a bank that's invested in your community as you are? Look no further than Starion Bank. As a Dane County community bank, Starion offers competitive deposit and loan rates while actively supporting local initiatives. Visit a business banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, and Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, full-service business banking, lending, and cash management.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit condonjeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly continues on. I'm Hunter Vaughn, with me, the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Semrau. It's now time for our Midwest Financial Group Coaches Profile. The lineup at Midwest Financial Group consists of coaches for your financial world, organizing the players on your personal team. Behind every great team is a great coach. Let Midwest Financial Group be yours for your financial planning needs. Head to mfgteam.com to get started today. Advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, a registered investment advisor. Now joining us, like I said before the break, it's the head coach of Homestead High School, Drake Zortman, joining us here on Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. Drake, thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Oh, for sure. Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure to be here, and I look forward to our conversation about this game coming up.
Yeah, we're really excited about this game. Before we really get into the game, though, since you've never joined us here in the Madison area, for fans that are tuning in on YouTube or the ESPN Wisconsin app, can you just tell us where you're originally from, how you ended up at Homestead?
Yeah, I'm originally from Waterford. I graduated from Waterford High School in 1992. I went to Carroll College in Waukesha, and I was lucky enough to land a job teaching math right out of school at Homestead High School quite a few years ago. I worked my way through the levels. Started as a freshman coach, JV coach, coordinator, and on up. I left for a time. I was a head coach at Messmer Shorewood for 4 years, and then I was lucky enough to come back here to Homestead in the fall of 15 as the offensive coordinator and back in the math department, and then here we are in the role we have now.
And now you're a math teacher, and understand your wife is the head of the math department. Your office is right next door, right?
That is accurate, Dennis.
Yeah.
We are.
I asked you a question. I just watched Remember the Titans, and there's a great scene where Coach Boone comes in with all this stuff. He had a math teacher figure out all this analytics in that. Now, this was it's my generation back in the late early 70s, but do you guys do anything, or how do the analytics affect what you guys do these days, especially because you're into numbers?
Yeah, I still like to do some things the old-fashioned way, and I have my own spreadsheets and my own little chicken scratch papers and notes. But with Huddle or other technology now, we can run a lot of filters and a lot of reports and get a lot of that stuff electronically now, as long as you get the data entered properly. So there's still a human element to it for sure, and I would say I like to go by some old-fashioned stuff, and we use the numbers, and we also use feel a little bit at times too.
Well, you mentioned you quote unquote the old-fashioned way with it. Your offense, it's very run-heavy. Can you explain just schematically what you guys run offensively for the fans who might be tuning in on Friday night can kind of expect to see?
Yes, for sure. Offensively, we start everything with double tight and then a full house T backfield with 3 running backs behind the quarterback. And at any point in time, any one of the 3 backs could get the ball and fit anywhere in the line. And that's been the majority of where our rush offenses come from. We will spread out from there from time to time, but everything will start with our double tight full house.
I know you can throw passes, but the word pass is kind of like a 4-letter word. It's just all run, right? But there's a little discussion in the family about that.
Yeah, sometimes the quarterback's mom likes to see her kid throw it, but I let the offensive coordinator and our O-line coach and our running backs coach take care of that stuff.
And that's your son Lee, the quarterback. What's it been like to coach him?
It's really been. It's just a blessing. I enjoy every day we're out there at practice together. He's had a couple of really nice recent games running the ball himself. We have a few touchdown passes and some other things to lean on or go to if necessary. But we coached him last year. He was a slot on offense because we had a returning quarterback coming back. So as a sophomore, it was a little bit different because I was still coordinating the offense. It's a lot better now that I'm not as directly involved, and I just get to watch him and enjoy our time together.
I always like to ask coaches when they're in this spot of coaching their kid, do you guys have to set a boundary like, okay, the car's in the driveway, I'm no longer your coach, I'm dad, or is it just kind of you just figure it out as you go?
I think we're more flexible. We figure it out as we go. We don't talk a lot of ball at home. When he was younger, through elementary and middle, like we did a lot at home. But now that he's a varsity player and playing the position he's playing, we don't talk a lot of ball at home. I let the coaches here at school do a lot of that, and they do the coaching. And I think by being removed a little bit has really, really helped our relationship get even stronger.
As we look ahead to this game against Monona Grove for you guys, what is it that the Silver Eagles do that you guys are really, keeping an eye out for, or you guys are concerned with either offensively or defensively?
Well, first of all, I think a strength of their team, and they have many, but a strength is certainly that defensive line. There's some super, super defensive linemen that are just really hard to block, and they get themselves unblocked even when guys try. So that's the first thing I think of, from our perspective on offense, is that D-line, that front is legit, and it's got 3 nice backers and 4 nice DBs behind it. So we're going to have to figure that out. Now, a strength of our team is our offensive line. So we're going to have to see how that plays out for sure. that's going to be an interesting. That's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. You know, and then when you think, go ahead, Dennis.
You have 4 returning offensive linemen. The new guy is the center, and I think we talked earlier. He's got a 4.5 grade point. You talk about his emergence this year for you.
Yeah, Peter Cromie's our center, and he's a super academically sharp kid, and he calls out every defense, makes every call, and it's his first year starting, but he's on top of it because he's so sharp. You know, he's like your classic program guy, right? Where you're rooting for a senior when he comes in camp because he's put the time in for 4 years, and you're kind of hoping, man, I really hope he wins this job, and that's been Peter for us. It's just been a pleasure to watch him, and he's definitely bought in, and he's put the work in, and he's so super smart. It's just been a real pleasure to have him fit in with those 4 experienced guys.
He's got to be like the team tutor, isn't it? You told me he's taken all AP classes, so he's probably going to have a lot of college credits going in.
Yeah, he's all honors and AP courses. When May gets here and it's AP testing time, it's going to be busy for him.
We're talking with the head coach of Homestead, Drake Zortman. Now, Coach, one thing that I always love to ask the first time they're on our program, and we'll finish it up with this. Other than victorious and going on to the state semifinals on Friday night, what are 3 words that you want fans to leave the game on Friday using to describe your team?
I think positive energy, culture, and classiness are some things that we like to focus on.
That's great. Again, Coach, good luck on Friday night against Monona Grove. We're really excited to be out there for this game, and we're looking forward to it. And again, good luck.
Thank you very much, Hunter. I appreciate it. Dennis, always a pleasure speaking with you, sir.
All right. Have a great one and a great rest of the week practice, Coach. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Bye, guys.
Bye. Again, that was the head coach of Homestead, Drake Zortman. Again, our game of the week this week will be the level 3 matchup between the Homestead Highlanders and the Monona Grove Silver Eagles. So excited for this game. You always say it, Dennis, so I'm going to take the line from you. The natural running clock game with this one. There's a chance of maybe some rain, too, on Friday, so we may not see a whole lot of passing in this game, but that doesn't make it any less exciting. Like he talked about how great the defensive line is for Monona Grove, how great this offensive line and running game is for Homestead. That's really, I think, the battle to watch between these two teams.
You just love to see 2 good teams going at each other when they each have strengths. The other opposite, that defensive line. But then the defense has been pretty good too. But when you got a team that's scored 42 points or more in most of their games this year, and I've had 8 running clocks, and they scored 35 points in a quarter. Like there's games, so they got 42 at halftime. You're like, whoa. And at running the ball, so they got a lot of big plays, 76-yard runs, 64, whatever. And a quarterback that you take a look at what they're averaging from a standpoint of passes per completion. You can't fall asleep on defense, and Brandon will talk about that. Because you put too many guys in the box, all of a sudden there's a guy going down the field for a 60-yard touchdown catch.
Exactly. You mentioned those explosive plays. Just to put it in perspective for fans who maybe don't fully believe in Dennis and what he's saying, the wide receivers, they've got Ty Levy. He's got a 48-yard long for a reception. Brady Hunt, who is a running back, has a 68-yard reception this year. That's just in the passing game. The running game, you've got a sophomore running back in Vinny Yaudbutt, who has a 69-yard run on the season. They've got 2 running backs who have a 24 and a 34-yard run, but then Brady Hunt also has a 65-yard run. Lee Zortman, their quarterback, has a 62-yard run, and then Connor Pangala, has a 79-yard run on the season. So these guys get a ton of explosive plays on the ground.
The quarterback's averaging over 10 yards
as a
run.
Team, they average 8.7.
Yeah, you're like, so you're almost getting the first down when you touch the ball. So that's the challenge MG's going to have. But we'll be talking to Coach Beckwith about that.
Yep, that'll be our next one to join for our Midwest Financial Group Coaches Profiles. It'll be the head coach of the Monona Grove Silver Eagles, Brandon Beckwith, will be joining the Dean and I next. Also coming up, we'll have our PrepMania on deck, talk about some of the other events going on. We still have to talk about the Division 3 through 7 brackets, as well as looking ahead, maybe some possible state championship matchups. And we're doing a mini bracket challenge here. We haven't really talked about our brackets yet through the first couple of weeks, so I've got to tell Owen, our producer, where he was wrong. Honestly, I was probably wrong on stuff. But before we get to any of that, we're going to have the head coach of the Monona Grove Silver Eagles, Brandon Beckwith, joining us again here on Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly.
More of Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly coming up next on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
The team at Midwest Financial Group are values-based financial specialists that offer full-service financial solutions. This local independent firm has been dedicated to helping people achieve their financial, tax, and insurance goals for over 30 years. Visit mfgteam.com to learn more about how they can help set up your future for financial success. Advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, a registered investment advisor.
Every team needs captains and playmakers, and Madison and Dane County Pizza Hut locations are looking for both. They're hiring managers to lead the crew and drivers to deliver big wins and pizzas. Find part-time or full-time roles with flexible hours, plus full benefits for those who work 30 or more hours per week. Whether it's running the huddle or making plays on the road, there's a spot at Pizza Hut for you. Apply today at jobs.pizzahut.com. That's jobs.pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Want to move better, play faster, and compete at a higher level? Train where Wisconsin's top athletes go. Total Athlete Performance. From middle school phenoms to the pros, TAP is Madison's #1 destination for speed, power, and athleticism. Their proven systems, expert coaches, and cutting-edge equipment help you dominate your sport. Can't make it in? Train anywhere with the TAP mobile app. Spots are filling fast, so don't wait. Visit tapwisconsin.com to schedule your free athletic assessment today.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
At Siding Unlimited, we're really excited for the fall season. Not only are we proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, we are also fired up for an exciting fall season cheering on football and volleyball. If that's not enough, we're really excited to share with you that Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's best window and door installation team. Siding Unlimited is a Pella Platinum Premier National Contractor of the Year award winner 5 times. Looking for new windows and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
'Tis the season to be planning your holiday events. Whether it's a party for 10 or 10,000, Celebrations has the sound, video, lighting, special effects, and custom-themed decor to make it the best party ever. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With us on your team, your holiday or New Year's party will be easy to plan and super fun to attend. DJs, casino games, lighting, and photo booths are just the beginning at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Want to join the fastest growing home solar company in the nation and work in the fastest growing industry in the world? Everlight Solar has open positions in the Madison area and in their newly open Milwaukee location. As Wisconsin's largest home solar company, Everlight Solar offers great opportunities to gain new skills and advance your career. Don't miss the chance to join the Everlight Solar team. Visit everlightsolar.com to apply today. Save money, save the planet, and start with Everlight Solar.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly continues on. It's now time for our second Midwest Financial Group Coaches Profile. Again, the lineup at Midwest Financial Group consists of coaches for your financial world, organizing the players on your personal team. Behind every great team is a great coach. Let the Midwest Financial Group be yours for your financial planning needs. Head to mfgteam.com to get started today. Advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, a registered investment advisor. We're now joined by a guy who's joined us enough that I think he could do that read from hearing it so many times. It's the head coach of the Monona Grove Silver Eagles, Brandon Beckwith. Brandon, thank you for taking the time and joining us this evening. Get his audio on first. His audio.
I'm off-centered here. What's going on? Great to have you guys. You think I'd have fourth? What is this, our fourth time?
Yeah, our fourth time now.
Keep it rolling, right?
So, I think I'd get this figured out by now. So, but I appreciate you guys as usual. And, came out of practice tonight. And so great to see you guys again.
What's the vibe with the team coming out of practice now? You're on to level 3. I thought I saw this is the deepest you guys have been since 2018.
Yeah, I mean, our guys have been awesome. I mean, it's, we talked to them about how, when you keep, because, weeks ago you're thinking, oh, it's going to get cold. It's harder and harder. But, when you keep practicing and practicing, it just, honestly, the level of enjoyment does improve. And, we try to be a little shorter with practice. We try to be, quality versus quantity. And, we it's just, it's a pretty fun time right now.
We're able to bring up some of your younger guys too, JV, and I know with the winter sports coming, we've talked that you want to have guys time to prep and not be hurt for tryouts for that. But how big is that for your younger guys to be on the sidelines to really see just the intensity of football at this level?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you want as many guys as you can. Be out there just to experience how varsity practice is. Goes and the hard work that some of these guys have gone through and do things. But, it's a fine line because you also want them to be enjoying it right when they're out there and also be, ready for their winter seasons too. I'm a big promoter of, wanting to make sure that, one, you want everybody to come back because that's how, great culture goes. And also, making sure you're supporting the other programs. Basketball season's right around the corner. Hockey, I think wrestling had some testing tonight. So we got guys that play all sports too. But like right now, we're dialed into football, but you want to make it fun. And you want the guys that are out there to have fun. So the weather, I will say, it helps a lot. It was a beautiful fall night tonight for November.
Good. I mean, we started the show. Dennis and I were a little worried. It feels like if we get great weather through the levels of the playoffs, then state is always terrible weather. Or if we get bad weather through the playoffs, then we get great weather at Camp Randall. So we're like, oh no, could we get snow again this year?
Yeah. You just don't know, obviously.
Yeah.
You guys don't care though, right? As long as you're there.
Yeah, when you get there, right? That's you don't. We've been there. We were there. When we played in 2013, I can remember the field ice when we got there, and then it started to melt, and just turned into a wet mess on the benches. And everybody's sitting in, everybody's soaking wet and it's still freezing cold. But you know what? You're there. It's a great experience, and you try to tell those stories to kids, but until people experience it firsthand, we hope that maybe this group gets a shot.
As we've talked to you a bunch here throughout this season now, one of the guys I know we've talked a ton about has been your defensive lineman, Nick Gallagher, who was just named the Defensive Lineman of the Year for the Badger Large Conference. I was wondering if you could just tell us something about Nick that maybe the fans don't get to see, so like off the field, something about him or the type of guy that he is. Because, a ton of fans only see him Friday night out there on the field. They don't see him the other time and the type of guy that he is.
I mean, he's a great kid, and that's starter, like that. He lives and breathes football. He's a guy that just, he's constantly working his craft. He's constantly analyzing his performance and and nitpicking himself and he's a film grinder. I mean he earns everything he's gotten, and he loves the weight room. He pushes other guys, and there's other guys around him that push each other back, and he's a guy that should be playing at the next level. I really believe that, and and in these last few weeks, particularly in the playoffs, I mean, we've gone against some really good talent, and we're going to continue to go against good talent, and you have to show up against that good talent, but like you said, what people don't see is how hard him and others work to prepare for games. I mean, it's a lot of film time. It's a lot of corrections. It's a lot of analyzing things, probably almost too much. You want these guys to make sure that they're just playing some football too.
Yeah, you look at the last game, and I think Henry Hogan has got to be a guy. You say the ups and downs of football. They say a lot of times guys make mistakes at 6-7 yards. The D-back, it's a touchdown. You look at what he got called for a pass interference call that did not look like pass interference from us either. That gave him a touchdown. But that 90-yard interception return at the end, what did that do for the program and for him personally?
I mean, obviously, we always talk about the program's number one, but it really does come down, to being happy for individuals, especially in a guy that you never want somebody to if they they made a mistake earlier or got called, like you said, for something that maybe shouldn't have been called. You don't want that sore spot, and that's how you're remembered. The nice thing is, like we always talk about having each other's back, and in that case, like Henry Hogan made an unbelievable play, and I'll sit here and tell you, I'm telling him to go down, and he just decides to house it, and and I'm going to love him up for it. So proud of him. He's a guy that that obviously it was just a great moment for him, and he it was a great moment for all of us. He helped seal the deal for us.
How much did you age in that last quarter?
I don't even know. I mean, my gosh, so that's the beauty of high school sports. There's so many highs and so many lows, and and that's what's great about this team right now is that we talk about adversity all the time, and we love it, we embrace it, and there's because that's life, and we particularly our defense, man, that in that game, I mean, it was we had some tall tasks, and guys stepped up and made some really big plays.
Last week when we talked to you, as we're joined by the head coach of the Monona Grove Silver Eagles, Brandon Beckwith, we had talked about your team getting better each and every week, and I had asked you about the team peaking. But through the playoffs, your offense, level one, you guys ran for 135 yards against Brookfield Central. You follow that up now this last week, running for 224 yards on Germantown. So it feels like you talked about, this team is getting better each and every week.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the goal of every team, right? I mean, you're, when you get in these, these types of games, against really good teams, that the message is that, that you have to, obviously you're not going to be perfect, but you got to strive for perfection. I mean, all the little things matter, like in our run game, when we may not bust off 80-yard touchdown runs anymore, but we'll take 6, we'll take 5, and we got to convert on third downs, and we got to do all those little things. It's real football, so it's not to be frustrated in those moments. It's to understand that it's going to be a grind, and our guys are getting there. Our guys are understanding that, and then you see obviously stats are a result of a lot of things that happen, and that's why football is such a great game. You got to have 11 guys, doing what they need to do all the time.
Well, you were able to get Tremaine Habeck back last week. It looked like, he'd been off for a while. The first couple of carries might have been a little rough on the handoffs, but he really seemed to light a fire into your offense in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, Tremaine is a guy, obviously, that he just loves football. He's just one of those guys that just really gets it, in practice, there's times, I'm like, are you paying attention? Because, you've been hurt for a long time. And he just pops right back in there, and he's like, yeah, no, I know everything. No, I know my reads. I know my keys. He's just like, geez, man, this guy's a football guy, and he's a competitive guy. he's got a brace on. You're thinking, okay, well, we haven't been in contact for a long time. This kid hasn't been in any contact. Next thing you know, his pads are about 2 feet off the ground, and he's put him down on people. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, Tremaine's back, and obviously they all kind of look at each other like, all right, let's go. So obviously you don't want to lose anybody. Everybody's valuable, and of course Tremaine is one of those very valuable pieces.
We're joined by the head coach of the Monona Grove Silver Eagles, Brandon Beckwith, as they get set to take on Homestead in level 3 of the playoffs. You're taking on a Homestead squad who, like you guys, they run the ball really well, and that's really where their offense comes from, is on the ground. What is it about the Highlanders that makes them so difficult to defend?
Honestly, they do things really well. I mean, you're going to say, what the hell, that doesn't, that's pretty cliche. But, you can just see the technique, that how they're taught. They're very well coached. They do little things right, all the time. And you got to be very disciplined on them. If a guy's carrying out a fake, they do that well. They do all those things that from day one you're really trying to get guys to buy in and understand that even if you're getting the ball, or you might be backside on something, or you're trying to seal something off, or they just do it. They do it consistently well, and they're proven. And like, hats off to them. Hats off to their coaching staff. Hats off to their kids for buying in. They're a really good football program, and you got to give credit where credit is due. And those guys they're a good team.
Have you had any experience against Homestead before, either playing on their field or playing against them in your time there?
Yeah, when we went to state in 2016, we didn't play on their field. We did play Homestead to go to state back in the day.
Where was that at?
That was at Oconomowoc.
Okay, we were at that game. That's I knew it was on the road. I'd seen you. I wasn't sure where it was. And the athletic director said, "No, I don't think they've been here." But you played them. Okay, yeah, that was a special team. 2016. Hard to believe it was 9 years ago already.
One last question that I have for you is, I'm looking back at your schedule because I was just thinking about this. You guys haven't had to get on a bus for a game since you played at Oregon on October 3rd. Like, do you guys remember how to get on a bus and travel for a game?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's I've been working on it, and you set an itinerary, and you're kind of for playoffs, and when you're traveling, it's not overly far, but you still have to treat it like a mini vacation. My gosh, you got to feed guys, and you got to do all that stuff. It does feel like we've been at home for a while, and and that was kind of part of the when we're competing all season long. That was one of our goals, is to give Monona Grove High School some home games for the fans and for the community, and our guys earned it. They earned 2 home games. I said that's on you guys to earn it, and they did it. And so that was one of our goals earlier on, and but now we got to go, and from here on out we got to be road warriors.
Great. Well, good luck on Friday, Coach, and hopefully we get a 5th appearance from you on the show here.
Yeah, hey, let's do it. I'm gonna hold it to you.
Well, we'll see you there. We'll both be there with Owen, so looking forward to it.
Again, we were joined by the head coach of the Monona Grove Silver Eagles, Brandon Beckwith. Coach, thank you so much for the time, and again, good luck on Friday.
Thank you, guys, and as usual, thank you for all you do. Appreciate you guys.
We appreciate your time as well. Again, that was the head coach of the Monona Grove Silver Eagles, Brandon Beckwith. Dennis, I've said it a bunch of times, but this is going to be a great game. The strength of Homestead, it's their O-line. The strength of Monona Grove, it's their defensive line. It's great when the two teams, their best position groups, get to actually go up against each other. Like, it's fun if both teams are really good O-lines, and MG has a great O-line as well. But the fact that it's literally their 2 best position groups going head-to-head for an entire game, a chance for a state semifinal appearance. You're 1 game away from getting to Camp Randall if you win this game on Friday night, and both teams' best position groups get to be a part of what's going to make that happen for one of these teams.
Well, the coaches are fond of saying iron sharpens iron. boy, whoever survives this game, it's going to give a real big mental boost to that next level, knowing that they've taken on a tough team and their strength, and they've been able to survive it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is now. It's survive in advance. You don't care how many points, how many yards. You just want one more point, and you want a W up on the scoreboard. And I expect a very good game, again, because of there's some style differences, but again, because the best going against the best.
Exactly. Again, we will be at the Monona Grove Homestead game this Friday night. If you can't travel to the game, our coverage on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel or on the ESPN Wisconsin app is going to start at 6:30. Dennis and I will be on the call for that one. Kickoff again is at 7 p.m. between Monona Grove and Homestead. It's going to be an awesome game. We're incredibly excited for this game. And again, the winner of this game, they're one step closer to Camp Randall. They get to what they now call the state semifinal games, or level 4 of these playoffs. So it's every week these games just get bigger and bigger. We get more and more fans at the games. We get more and more fans watching the stream on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet to the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, hit that little subscribe button, hit the bell. That way then, as soon as we go live for any of our content, you get notified of it. So if you like what we're doing here with our high school sports coverage, give us a like, subscribe to the channel. That way then you know anytime that we are going live or posting anything on the ESPN Madison channel. Or for those of you watching on Daily Dodge, you can do the same thing, because again, Daily Dodge, they've still got Columbus. Columbus is rolling. They look like a team, too, that could potentially be going to Camp Randall here. So that's a team that we're going to be talking about a little bit later on. But after the break, Dennis and I are going to start looking ahead at Division I and Division II in the bracket. We're going to give some predictions on games outside of the game that we're calling. We're going to be completely impartial on that broadcast. We are neutral spectators of the game, broadcasting that game. But we will be looking ahead at what could be coming up, some potential state matchups that we're looking forward to from Division 1 and 2. Plus, we'll still be recapping all of the other divisions on high school football playoffs, and we have our UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week. So there's a ton more to come. We're going to be right back, as this is Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly on ESPN Madison and Daily Dodge.
You're listening to Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly, breaking down more from this week in area high school sports next on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Hey, this is Hunter. Reveal by Tacticam was created for hunters by hunters. We're the leader in cellular trail cameras, and we're committed to making every hunt smarter, easier, and more rewarding. Whether you're filling your freezer or tagging a trophy buck. Head to Tacticam.com to check out the full lineup of cellular trail cameras and power management accessories, and see why thousands of hunters trust Reveal. That's TACTACAM.com.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement, with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Hi, Dave from Canopy Wealth Management here. Our balanced approach helps guide you through a complex and ever-changing landscape. Throughout your family's financial planning journey, we will serve as a partner, advocate, and steward in all aspects to help you achieve your goals with confidence. At Canopy, care, competence, and clarity, it's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com. Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Attention business owners and executives. Looking for a bank that's invested in your community as you are? Look no further than Starion Bank. As a Dane County community bank, Starion offers competitive deposit and loan rates while actively supporting local initiatives. Visit a business banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, and Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, full-service business banking, lending, and cash management.
They say punters are people too, especially on KBN.
Packer fans should be thankful that they have a third quarterback in a row that can win you games, put up MVP-like numbers, because that's exactly what Jordan Love is doing, and be able to have a team where you are in the number one seed of the NFC already.
Kyle, Brust, and Nordman. Presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. Weekdays from 2 till 4 on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app. The Don has spoken.
You just can't sit back and say, we need this, we need that. Get out in the state. Let the people meet you and sell the program. Know who you are.
Listen to the Barry Alvarez Show, Mondays at 6 on 100.5 ESPN.
When the sun goes down, we'll be grooving when the sun goes down. We're feeling all right when the sun sinks down.
This is Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. I'm Hunter Vaughn. With me, the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Semrau. We just had both the head coaches for our game of the week as we talked to Brandon Beckwith of Monona Grove, as well as Drake Zortman, the head coach of Homestead, as those two teams will be meeting in the Division II playoffs. For the Level 3 game, the winner will take on either Union Grove or West De Pere. Dennis and I both, as we were again said, we were going to be looking ahead to some games. Dennis and I both expect, I think, West De Pere to be the team going on to Level 4. Quarterback Patrick Greason, he's the best QB in the state. That's the game that we expect for the winner of this one to be playing West De Pere. But we're also brought to you by Pizza Hut, and Pizza Hut delivers a win every time with the big dinner box, just $19.99. That's 2 medium, 1 topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, 5 breadsticks. You can feed the whole team for one unbeatable price. Head to one of their locations or online at pizzahut.com today. Feed good times. Only at Pizza Hut, the official pizza of PrepMania. So, Dennis, I said before the break that we were going to be looking ahead, some potential state matchups between Division 1 and 2, maybe some predictions here in Level 3 between those two divisions. But we got a comment on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and I want to start with this. Our teammate Corey Sparks, fan of the show, friend of the show, up at Beaver Dam, he wanted to know if there are any teams that we think could pull off an upset this coming Friday. And I want this, Dennis, this is going to be completely open to any of the 7 divisions. It doesn't just have to be Division 1 or Division 2. But is there a team that you think you would, if you had to say, you know what, this would be the best chance for an upset, who would you pick?
I like Pewaukee over Reedsburg. I know Reedsburg's got a great running game, but after covering their game with Sauk Prairie week 1, then they had to go to Onalaska last week. Mm-hmm. So they went from home to Sauk, to Prairie du Sac, home to Onalaska. Now they got to go back to Reedsburg, so to Road Warriors, playing in the Classic 8 against the competition level. I think that's a team that can make it to Madison.
Yeah, I like that pick. I really do. One of the games that I'm thinking about, and this is the alma mater or the team that our producer Owen Dimfel played for in Mount Horeb Barneveld. They're a 2 seed. They're playing the 1 seed Catholic Memorial. That's a game that I think it could be a little sneaky. I know Catholic Memorial had that heartbreaking, if you're a Mount Horeb Barneveld fan, victory last year in level 3 against Mount Horeb Barneveld, so maybe some revenge there. That was the game that I was maybe thinking about as I'm going through this. Looking at Division 2, maybe Oshkosh North, a 3 seed going on the road to River Falls. That's a maybe. I really like West De Pere, so I don't think that they're going to be upset by Union Grove. Rice Lake's a great program, but Green Bay Notre Dame and Kingston Allen at running back, that's not it. But then I get to Division 1, and this might be a bit of a cop-out, but given how good they have been this year, Lake Geneva Badger, the 2 seed, against 1 seed Muskego.
Now, there's your natural running clock.
Yes.
Neither team is going to put the ball in the air.
And both teams play triple option. It is literally the Service Academy wishbone. It isn't the, we run the wing tee and people just call it triple option. No, they are full on wishbone offense, triple option. They're going to have their wing backs coming into motion every time. They're going to fake that fullback dive behind the center every single time, and they're going to run it that way multiple times early on. Then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, Jackson Nemec, one of their wing backs, is just going to be taking it around the end, and he's 20 yards downfield before any of the linebackers even realize he has the ball. That's the type of game that is.
They play Where's Waldo with the football.
Yep, exactly.
Good luck guessing it.
Yes.
And good luck being up in we were at Arrowhead, Jesse and I, for a game, being up in that 3rd level trying to figure out. And then Muskego, they always seem to have that black and the red or whatever, the jerseys that you can hardly read the numbers. They do everything they can to confuse the opposition.
Yeah, and I feel like that might be a little.
I wish we could be at that one
chalky.
too.
Yeah, that'd be a great game. I feel like that's a little chalky. Producer Owen, do I have to pick a different upset, or do you think that counts? Me picking a 2 seed upsetting a 1 seed for my best chance of an upset.
I mean, technically it is.
The size says it all.
But there are a lot of 1s and 2s, so
there is a lot of 1s and 2s. I don't know.
I mean,
you know what? Just for the fun of it, yes, pick a different one.
Okay, pick a different one. Well, then I'm going to have to go back down through our divisions. I spotted one that might be a good upset pick here. As again, this is Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly, and we're just talking about the best chance of some level 3 upsets. If there's a game, if you're watching along on YouTube or listening on the ESPN Wisconsin app that you think is a good upset. I just got a text message from somebody who's I only saw the first few words, and I feel like I need to pick this one. Another friend of the show being my friend Chris, who is the voice of Bayport. Bayport's a 3 seed. They're playing the 1 seed Franklin. I went with my heart in Division 1 by taking Racine Case to upset Muskego. I'm going to go with my heart and my friendship, Bayport over Franklin.
Well,
they're the defending champs. They've been there before. They know what to do. I think that might be the winner.
I got a better one. Number 7, Belleville, and number 1, Darlington.
So
Belleville, the last 2 years, it's just been, I don't know, sneaky good when it comes to the playoffs.
Now, here's my thought, too, guys. This is something that I've thought about, too, when it comes to, Cinderellas in March Madness. Hypothetically, in theory, we're at the point now where you're in what would be the equivalent of, the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament, right? Are you still a Cinderella at that point? Does the Cinderella run end once you get to the second weekend? So, if you're a 7 seed and you made it to level 3, no, you were just probably a misseeded team. You're actually a really good team, but just because of the way the playoff matrix points worked and that you just didn't have those quality wins in your non-conference to boost you up. So, are you really a Cinderella? Is that really an upset, or do we just have to go strictly off of the numbers?
Belleville beat a 2 and a 6. So I don't know. And the two
That's what I'm saying, Dennis.
It's 42-14. So yeah, is that a misseed or now with the matrix? We're going to find out more things afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
It's transparent. We know who's in. I mean, I like the fact going in. I'm Division I or I'm 3 or 4 or whatever it is. So Belleville knew they were going to be a 6, and they kind of figured that they might be put where Darlington is. So, but yeah, it's still Darlington has got that reputation of the Redbirds being a state-type team. Belleville doesn't. So even though it might look like maybe it's a misseed, they still got to be the underdogs because they've never been there. Or they don't have the track record.
Okay.
So I look at it as track record.
So there's more context to it.
Yeah, the more of a special team, the bond coming together, whether it's a different part of the game, like we were talking about with MG and with Homestead, offensive line, defensive line, whatever. But it's a special team of seniors, which is why this whole thing about getting the performance moving up. You get one good group, like Pewaukee had a good group of athletes across the sports, and now the following teams are paying for it, and those kids aren't at that same level those other ones were.
Yeah.
But now they got to pay for that success, and they get bumped up.
Yeah, the performance factor, that's a whole nother piece of this. And I think it's great for the schools, like you were talking about. Pewaukee for basketball got pushed up. Or
Catholic Memorial.
Yes.
In basketball, or Wisconsin Lutheran in basketball.
Yeah, Wisconsin Lutherans, the Catholic Memorials, those teams, I love the performance factor for it. Some of these other schools, there should be a different context to it. But let us know on the ESPN Madison or the Daily Dodge YouTube chat, what games do you think are the upset games or have upset potential here in Level 3 as we are getting closer and closer to Camp Randall. By the way, for those that maybe are new to tuning in to us here on ESPN Madison or Daily Dodge, we are going to be covering all 7 state championship games coming up on November 20th and 21st. We will start our coverage at 9:30 a.m. on the ESPN Wisconsin app, and we will also have the audio on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel as well, so you can hear all 7 state championship games. We will have the coverage of all of those, so we are your place to go to get the coverage for the state championship games. If you love high school football in the state, we're the place for it. If you're out and about and you want to hear the games, we're going to have all 7 of them covered. We've got a great team of broadcasters who cover this stuff regularly. They know these teams. They pay attention to these teams. I know I'm biased, but we do a great job with it. So we're going to have all 7 games covered for you for state football.
That's my Christmas because I get to do stats for the games that I'm not on the air for. So I'm there for all 7. And it is a great environment. Unfortunately, though, the stadium, it's just 70,000 seat. It's kind of tough because you wish it was at maybe a smaller environment. But again, that's where the Badgers play.
Randall.
It's
Yeah.
Camp Randall. And for the kids to come down the tunnel, I've talked to guys that were Badgers, and what it's like, he said, nothing's like the Badgers is cool. Yeah, it's college, but you expect it. You're at that level. When you're a high school kid, to get there is just a thrill. And if you're like the Wanakees, the Kimberleys, the Arrowheads that have multiple trips, it's still you still get a buzz.
Yep, exactly.
So I can't wait for it.
And two, I think Camp Randall is the best football stadium in the entire state. That's high school, college, professional. I think it's the best stadium in the state. So I love Camp Randall. Again, we're going to have all 7 games covered. We will also cover a Level 4 game or a state semifinal game next week as well. Dennis and I will be on the call for that. So you're going to want to tune in Tuesday night, 7 to 9 p.m. here on PrepMania Weekly. We'll have that game covered. We still have another hour to go for coverage. We haven't even gone and looked back at the Division 3, the Division 4, 5, 6, or 7 games. We're going to be doing that coming up next. Plus, we will hear from our UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week. And we've got PrepMania on deck to wrap things up. A jam-packed second hour of Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly coming up next here on ESPN Madison and Daily Dodge.
I was afraid that college would be like high school. I worried about starting over and feeling alone, but I'm so glad I didn't let that stop me. At Madison College, I'm part of a community, and I've never felt alone. My instructors have been incredible, and I made so many friends and connections. My advice to others, don't let your fears stop you. There's more to your story at Madison College.
Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started. Is your home ready for a transformation? Whether it's a stunning kitchen remodel, a fresh new bathroom, or complete exterior makeover, Wanakee Remodeling has you covered. Their expert team turns your vision into reality with quality craftsmanship, affordable pricing, and unbeatable customer service. From concept to completion, Wanakee Remodeling is here for you. View what's possible at their beautiful showrooms in Madison and Wanakee and call 608-442-0034 or visit WanakeeRemodeling.com for your free estimate today.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973, and they're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether it's the sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none and has exactly what you're looking for. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and check out the all-new 2024 Honda Prologue, Honda's first all-electric SUV, or browse their selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Game day in Wisconsin calls for a big play. The Big Dinner Box from Pizza Hut. 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks, all for just $19.99. That's enough for you to feed your whole lineup and the fans before kickoff. Hand-tossed, pan, thin and crispy, even tavern style. Pizza Hut has something for every seat in the stadium. Order now for delivery or carryout at pizzahut.com or on the app. Fuel your game day with the Big Dinner Box. Pizza Hut. Feed good times.
Hey, this is Jonathan Blackwell of Wisconsin Badgers basketball. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
The biggest moments.
One man to beat up the right sideline. See ya, baby. 99-yard touchdown run.
The biggest games.
Back-to-back state championships.
The biggest stories from area high school sports. This is Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. Alongside the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Semrau, here's Hunter Vaughn.
Hour 2 of Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. Zimbrick Honda's been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973. They're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether you're looking for a sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none. Browse their car selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda. Dennis, we were just talking about some potential upsets that we could be looking out for here in this level 3, but we need to look back at the other divisions as we talked about divisions 1 and 2 and some of the scores. So we'll just go through some of the teams, starting with division 3. The 1 seed Grafton took down Merrill 59-0. They advance and they take on the Plymouth Panthers, who won 35-6 against Luxembourg Casco. So a chalky region there in Division 3 with the 1 and the 2 seed, and last level it was 1-4 and 2-3. So chalk in that region. And then probably the premier matchup in Division 3 with Catholic Memorial making it to level 3 yet again, and they will take on the 2 seed Mount Horeb Barneveld again. Last year, for those that don't remember, it was in level 3 where these two teams played each other again. It was again at Carroll University in Waukesha, where Catholic Memorial plays their home games, and Mount Horeb Barneveld had the ball late in that game. There was miscommunication between the center and the quarterback, and the ball was snapped early. It was then ruled a fumble, even though it probably should have been like a false start, or it was a lot of confusion. Catholic Memorial ends up with the ball. They're then able to win that game, and we get a rematch between these two here in level 3 as Mount Horeb Barneveld took down the 6th seed Burlington 42-14. Catholic Memorial won their level 2 game against La Crosse Logan 31-22. That game will be on ESPN Milwaukee as well, and on their YouTube channel. Our teammates over there in Milwaukee will have that game covered. But this is
I think Mount Horeb Barneveld's due. They're due. They're going to have something. Last year, if that game would have been played at Mount Horeb, I think they would have won it. I mean, that was that close. This year, I don't think both teams are as good as they were last year. I mean, Mount Horeb Barneveld was unbeaten going in, and Catholic Memorial, well, the usual Catholic Memorial, they're always good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, coach has been there forever. But I think they can do it this year. I really got a good feeling on that. And
what is it about Mount Horeb? Because when we did our bracket predictions as we were going through at the beginning of the playoffs. Our producer, Owen Dimfel, who he's wearing his Mount Horeb-Barneveld Vikings sweatshirt here tonight. He played for Mount Horeb-Barneveld. He was very irritated with me that I picked Mount Horeb-Barneveld to make it out of this grouping, take down Catholic Memorial, get revenge for it. What is it about this Vikings team that is different?
I don't know. I think, well, you've got three guys that are on D1. You got a quarterback. Jack Wilson's had a great year on defense and carrying the ball. Eli Meyer's been a great running back. Brooks Hendrickson. And then you got Hayden Anderson, who's going to St. Thomas. I mean, they've got the pieces. They've had some ups and downs, losing to Edgewood. But then Sauk Prairie helped out, so they still kept that conference string going. Now, granted, it's a three-way share. So that's going to put a little chip on their shoulder, I think, now. But I didn't pick them because I've picked them and they've lost. So I did a little reverse psychology. That I think they could do it, but I'm not going to pick them. So well, Dennis didn't pick us, so we're going to prove him wrong. Good. Go ahead. Do it, guys. I want to see you win it. Yeah, again, we got games we're supposed to be impartial that we call, but we can still root for the local teams.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I actually, spoiler alert, I write for news publishing, Finger Publishing, so I cover Mount Horeb sports for their newspaper occasionally. I've done cross country and volleyball and track and everything else. So I know a lot of people in that community, and that's where Mertzy's from. You got to root for Mertzy's community, right?
Exactly.
The school board member. Yeah, so I'm rooting for him. And so Owen, I know. Yeah, you got to go for the Vikings. I think they're due, and to be able to win that one at Catholic Memorial after what happened last year, that for all those seniors back, that has been motivating them since then. 365 days, and they're ready.
Well, and then too, if things play out the way we expect, they would get a potential rematch with Grafton,
who beat them in opener.
Exactly. So you could potentially, if you're Mount Horeb-Barneveld, you exercise kind of two demons there.
Yes.
You get past Catholic Memorial level 3, then to finally get to Camp Randall, you would take down the team that beat you in week 1.
Brett should not have to say a word to these guys. They should have enough motivation this week, and if they get through next week, this is what you play for, guys. And nothing's better than having a chip on the shoulder saying we want to prove everybody wrong. And now next week's a neutral site too.
Yes,
but you got to win this one. You got to win one game on the road after hosting 2 weeks.
Yep. Then on the other side of Division 3, we already talked about the 4-seed Reedsburg is playing the 6-seed Pewaukee. But again, for those that have joined late, Pewaukee from the Classic 8, the best and deepest conference in high school football in the state of Wisconsin. So that 6 seed, kind of a misleading number for them. They take on a really great running attack of the 4 seed Reedsburg. The winner of that game will play the 8 seed Whitefish Bay, making a deep run after they upset New Berlin West in level 1. Then they took down the 5 seed Port Washington 17-15 on Friday. Now they will take on the 3 seed Martin Luther, who had a 51-49 win over the 2 seed Whitnell to get to level 3.
Oh my God, that must have been fun. It must have been like a track meet going back and forth. You like to see that, and then you get the games like the 7-8 game or 17-15. Why couldn't you guys score? Hey, we had no problem scoring.
Yeah,
couldn't stop the other team much either. But hey, as long as you end up with 2 more points than the other team, they're on. So that could be a toss up there. That's where you wonder again. Whitefish Bay. It's not a team that's got a great reputation for football. They do other sports, baseball in particular, but. And soccer. That's a really good soccer school. So, I like that bracket to know that we have a potential, though, for a Mount Horeb-Barneveld and a Reedsburg, teams that used to be in the same conference, meeting at state. What would that be like?
That would be great. That's something you and I have talked a lot about, especially with the boys basketball tournament at the Kohl Center. If you can get those area teams to the Kohl Center, the environment is just so different. The fans from across the state, they do travel well to Camp Randall and the Kohl Center, but when you have these Madison area schools that are able to make it to those championship games or to the semifinals, you get like this last year, Wanakee made it. So you had fans from Sun Prairie or Verona who were like, oh, an area team. Yeah, let's go by for the night. Let's go see them play. So you just get that extra level of crowd interested in the game and coming to the stadium to see that game played.
And that would be a 2 seed and a 4 seed.
Yep.
You're looking at it. But this is the time of the year you go, why not us?
Exactly. I think level 3
Play
and
the game.
on, the seed doesn't matter anymore.
just
And that's
play the
like what
game.
we were talking about with those upsets is
Right.
are we able to call them upsets anymore? As we move on to Division 4 quickly, looking through the brackets, we have another area team, Columbus, who took down Delavan Darien 56-21. So Columbus has scored 60 points in level 1, now 56 points in level 2, and they will host the 2-seed Mosinee, who's coming all the way down to play Columbus. And that game, again, Daily Dodge will have great coverage of that game for the Cardinals. So that's going to be a really great game. Columbus, it doesn't matter who their head coach is at this point. They just know how to win football games when they get into the postseason.
Yeah, Coach Ryan's done a great job there since he took over. And then you got Racine St. Catherine's in the lower part of that bracket.
Yep.
And their only loss was when they had all their
a majority of their players were suspended for a game. They lost to Brown Deer. Still got a 1 seed, but they had a 12-6 win against Lake Mills.
Wow, a great run for the L-Cats this year.
Yep.
But again, going up a team that hasn't been to that level, going up a team that has. That's you got to learn how to win, which is why from Mount Horeb Barneville, as we talked earlier, get over that hump. Once you get there, then it's a lot easier for that. You've got that bar set higher now for the teams that follow.
Yep, Racine St. Catherine's will be hosting the 2-seed Little Chute. Again, a very chalky Division 4 as 1-seed Aquinas hosting 2-seed Baldwin Woodville, and then Winneconne had a 28-6 win over Altoona, so they advance to level 3, and they will host the 2-seed Freedom, who beat a 6-seed Wrightstown 27-13. So that's the Division 4. Division 5 had some other area teams. Mayville still in for Division 5, another team that Daily Dodge covers, as they had a 28-21 win against Winnebago Lutheran. Mayville will be hosting the 2-seed Amherst, who won 40-13 against the 3-seed Brillion. New Glarus also advancing to level 3. Slightly, I would count as one of our Madison area teams here in the southern part of the state, but the 3-seed New Glarus upsets the 2-seed Racine Lutheran. They will now travel to Lake Country Lutheran to take on the 1-seed Lake Country Lutheran, who had a 35-14 win in level 2. Then on the other side, Tomahawk will be hosting Stratford. Stratford, very used to making deep runs in the playoffs. This is nothing new for them, as they had a 28-21 win over Prairie du Chien. And then the top part, Grantsburg, winning 36-30 over Durand, Arkansas, and they will be at home taking on Northwestern, who beat the 3-seed St. Croix Falls. And then finally, as we go through Division 6, we have two area teams, Darlington and Belleville, playing each other. Belleville, a 7-seed. They did the same thing last year as a 7-seed too, where they made a deep run into the playoffs. So for whatever reason, they just keep getting misseeded, it feels like, as they make another deep run, and they'll take on the 1-seed Darlington at Darlington. And that's our only area team in Division 6. And then in Division 7, Potosi-Cassville winning. We don't get the rematch of Potosi-Cassville and Blackhawk Warren, as the 5-seed Cashton upsets the 1-seed Blackhawk Warren 34-28. So, Dennis, some area teams still alive in our lower divisions as well in the smaller schools throughout this. Still some great matchups in level 3 and plenty of area teams if you're in the Madison area to root for here late into the playoffs.
Yeah, we'd like to see somebody show up at Camp Randall this year, so root for some guys to win. Of these, the Wanakee is the higher seed, Columbus is a higher seed, and Reedsburg are the higher seeds.
Mm-hmm.
So, but hey, none says the lower seed can't win it.
Exactly. That does it for our look through the rest of the divisions. When we come back, we will hear from our UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week. Plus, we will have our PrepMania on Deck segment to wrap up our show. So if there's a specific game from the playoffs that you want Dennis and I to talk a little bit more about, or another event in high school sports that you want us to be keeping our eye on and letting people know about, let us know in the YouTube chat on Daily Dodge YouTube or over on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, as we will have our UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week next on Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly.
You're listening to Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly, breaking down more from this week in area high school sports next on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
The team at Midwest Financial Group are values-based financial specialists that offer full-service financial solutions. This local independent firm has been dedicated to helping people achieve their financial, tax, and insurance goals for over 30 years. Visit mfgteam.com to learn more about how they can help set up your future for financial success. Advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, a registered investment advisor.
After a serious crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. Your future, your family's future, your quality of life. That's why knowledge and results matter in big truck cases. And not all law firms have the know-how or the resources to handle these complicated cases. At Gruberg Law Offices, we have the experience it takes to make sure you're protected. And there's never a fee until we win your case. Gruberg Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Buying a new vehicle should be exciting, and that's what Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb aims to do. That's why they vow to give you the better buying experience. Jim Rutledge here. I've had 3 better buying experiences at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb, and I keep on going back because the experience and the Chevy is fantastic. So if you're looking for a buying experience, you're going to want to repeat anytime you need a new or new-to-you vehicle, I recommend you make the short drive out to Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb, because you're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, a special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
At Siding Unlimited, we're really excited for the fall season. Not only are we proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, we are also fired up for an exciting fall season cheering on football and volleyball. If that's not enough, we're really excited to share with you that Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's best window and door installation team. Siding Unlimited is a Pella Platinum Premier National Contractor of the Year award winner 5 times. Looking for new windows and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
Madison's financial challenges need a Dane County-based bank. Starion Bank is a full-service community bank that delivers quality big bank services with a local approach. We are proud to be there for any budding entrepreneur or small businesses, helping them exceed their financial goals from banking to lending to cash management. Visit a banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, taking you farther.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement, with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
'Tis the season to be planning your holiday events. Whether it's a party for 10 or 10,000, Celebrations has the sound, video, lighting, special effects, and custom-themed decor to make it the best party ever. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With us on your team, your holiday or New Year's party will be easy to plan and super fun to attend. DJs, casino games, lighting, and photo booths are just the beginning at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Hey Madison, it's Rich Eisen, and now you can hear The Rich Eisen Show on ESPN Radio in the second best college town in the world. Sorry, Badgers fans. I am a Michigan man. The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays noon to 2, right here on 100.5 ESPN.
We continue on with Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. I'm Hunter Vaughn. With me, the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Semrau. It's now time to hear from our UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, as Dennis went over to the pool in Verona to meet with our Student Athlete of the Week, Annika Curran of Verona High School.
Our ESPN Madison UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Annika Curran from Verona Area High School. Welcome.
Hello, thank you.
You're a swimmer. We're here at this gorgeous pool.
Yeah.
You probably live here, right?
Yes,
Basically.
spend a lot of time here.
What's a typical day like for a swimmer in season?
Yeah, usually we have 2 to 3 morning practices a week, and we have afternoon practice every day for about 2 hours. We lift 1 to 2 days in the mornings, and we have meets Friday nights, sometimes on Saturdays too, so very busy.
You have a day of rest.
Yes, Sunday.
Yeah. Freshman year, first time you got to go to state, what was that whole environment like?
It was crazy. Like, sectionals was so nerve-wracking. Like, being like, oh my God, I need to make it to state. Like, because you don't know right away. You race, but you have to see what everyone else races. It's not just based off your time. And then you have to wait for the results to come out. But then state, just the environment there's so many people. Like, I've been to Waukesha multiple times for club meets, and just high school state at Waukesha is something else. Like, the environment.
And you're going to be a Badger.
Yes.
How did the whole recruiting process work, and when did you make that commitment?
So it starts June 15th, obviously, and I just basically spent all summer doing a whole ton of phone calls. Like, it was like 3 phone calls a day, honestly. Like, I was looking everywhere, just trying to see what I thought, because I had no clue where I wanted to go. I had no idea what area I wanted to go in, if I wanted a big school, small school. So,
but you wanted to go away from home?
At first I wanted to go away from home. I was like, Madison's too close, like everyone goes to Madison. But then I went on my visit there, and I was like, wait, this place just feels like home. Like, this is where I'm meant to be. And it was an easy decision after that.
Well, you had a note on there, relaxing with a book and your cat.
Oh, yes.
What kind of cat do you have?
I have a ragdoll cat. His name is Champ.
Champ, okay.
So
that's your best buddy?
He is. My dad didn't want a cat, and so when I was like 9, I made a bet. I was like, if I win state, can I get a cat? And at the time I barely had state cuts. My dad was like, yeah, if you win state, you can get a cat. Like, you're not gonna.
He didn't think so. Okay.
So when I was, what was it now? I was 15 at club senior state, and I won the 200 breaststroke. And I looked at my dad and I go, guess we're getting a cat. So that's why his name's Champ.
When you look back in your time at Verona, what do you think you remember the most about being Verona Area High School?
I think just like the community that we have here, and like on the team, like we get super close with each other at the end of the season. When it's like the last couple meets, it's like just honestly the team atmosphere changes when it's like just us at the pool and just with the team being at practice. Like, it's just so much fun.
Well, our ESPN Madison UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Annika Curran from Verona Area High School. Hope you have a great state meet. We're rooting for you.
Thank you.
And a great rest of your senior year.
Yes, thank you so much.
Again, that was Annika Curran of Verona High School, our UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week. I'm Hunter Vaughn. With me is the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Semrau. Coming up next, we're going to take a look at our picks and see how our brackets for Divisions 1, 2, and 3 are doing. Spoiler alert for me. Not well. This is Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. We're also brought to you by Reveal by Tacticam. They were created for hunters by hunters. They weren't made by this hunter, though. They're the leader in cellular trail cameras. Check out the full line of cellular trail cameras and power management accessories at Tacticam.com and see why thousands of hunters trust Reveal. That's TACTACAM.com. Coming up next, we break down our brackets and see how we're doing for the WIAA Football Playoff Brackets here on Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly.
More of Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly coming up next on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Hey, this is Hunter. Reveal by Tacticam was created for hunters by hunters. We're the leader in cellular trail cameras, and we're committed to making every hunt smarter, easier, and more rewarding. Whether you're filling your freezer or taking a trophy buck. Head to Tacticam.com to check out the full lineup of cellular trail cameras and power management accessories and see why thousands of hunters trust Reveal. That's TACTACAM.com.
Take charge of your heart health with Stoughton Health Cardiology. Join us for a free online talk, Heart Health Basics for Men, on Wednesday, November 12th from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Learn practical ways to keep your heart strong, reduce risk factors, and feel your best every day. It's an easy, relaxed way to get expert advice and ask questions, all from the comfort of home. Visit StoughtonHealth.com to register today. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Electric bills are out of control, but with federal incentives, you can go solar with zero upfront cost and start saving hundreds a month. Badgerland Exteriors and Solar is a local and family-owned company, and they make the switch to solar simple. No pressure, no hassle, just honest.
AJ with Badgerland Exteriors here. Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's BadgerlandExteriors.com.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
Want to move better, play faster, and compete at a higher level? Train where Wisconsin's top athletes go. Total Athlete Performance. From middle school phenoms to the pros, TAP is Madison's #1 destination for speed, power, and athleticism. Their proven systems, expert coaches, and cutting-edge equipment help you dominate your sport. Can't make it in? Train anywhere with the TAP mobile app. Spots are filling fast, so don't wait. Visit tapwisconsin.com to schedule your free athletic assessment today.
Liberty Station American Tavern and Smokehouse isn't just a barbecue restaurant. Open daily for lunch and dinner, Liberty Station serves American comfort food with regional touches using many locally sourced ingredients. The bar at Liberty Station offers vintage cocktails created in a classic style, local craft beers, plus a wide array of wine options. And be sure to check out their sprawling patio with an indoor and outdoor porch area. Liberty Station, conveniently located just off the Beltline on Rimrock Road.
The Don has spoken.
You just can't sit back and say, we need this, we need that. Get out in the states. Let the people meet you and sell the program. Know who you are.
Listen to The Barry Alvarez Show, Mondays at 6 on 100.5 ESPN.
Time for me to fly. Oh, I got to set myself free. Time for me to fly.
This is Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. I'm Hunter Vaughn. With me, the man, the myth, the legend, the dean of area high school sports, Dennis Semrau. Again, another reminder that if you like any of the content that we're doing here on ESPN Madison, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell icon that's right there with it as well. That way then you get notifications at any time that we go live or upload any of our videos from other shows or our high school sports coverage here on PrepMania Weekly. That way then you can stay up to date on all of that stuff. Plus, hit that like button as well. That tells us that, hey, you literally like the content that we're doing. That way then we know, okay, let's try and find ways that we can give you more of the content that you like. So it does help us out a lot by hitting those like buttons, subscribing to our channel so you get all of the content that you love. I mentioned before the break that we were going to go through our brackets that we filled out at the beginning of the playoffs. Just a fun game between the three of us, our producer Owen Dimfel, myself, and then Dennis Semrau. We did the top three divisions in the state between the three of us. So I'm going to start here with Division 3. We're going to work our way up to Division 1. I realized I probably told you guys the opposite way, and I apologize for that, guys. But we're going to start at Division 3. My bracket's not doing great on the right side. I'll just be completely honest about that right now. I initially had Edgewood and New Berlin West playing each other in level 4, with Edgewood winning that game and going to state. And then on the left side, I still have Grafton and Mount Horeb Barneveld alive on that left side. I only got one game wrong on the left side so far. I had New Berlin Eisenhower beating Burlington. Burlington, the 6th seed, upset New Berlin Eisenhower. Otherwise, I've been perfect. How have you guys been doing in your Division 3? We'll start with the Dean, Dennis Semrau.
Well, on the upper, I had Edgewood and New Berlin West in the Final Four, so
Same.
They both went out. But I did have Pewaukee winning the first two games, getting to play Edgewood at this level.
Okay.
So Pewaukee's about where I thought they'd be. And then the other side had Mount Horeb, Barneveld, Catholic Memorial, and I had Plymouth and Grafton. I figured that was it. So I still have Grafton and Catholic Memorial alive, and I have Catholic Memorial winning it all.
Even though you just said at the beginning of the show.
Because I'm rooting for Mount Horeb, Barneveld.
Okay.
But I don't want to pick them and have them lose again after they have the last 3 years. So, yeah, Owen understands that, right, Owen?
Yeah, I'm rooting for them, as you guys can see with the sweatshirt that
Yeah.
I'm pulling for them.
Yep.
I would really love to see them win, but it's Catholic Memorial is a great program, and they have been for a long time. So it's going to be a good game. I think it still will be a good game.
So, Owen, how many of your Final Four in Division 3 do you have left?
Well, that's quite funny because this was the bracket that I wanted to get a little crazy with. The Divisions 1 and 2 were a little chalky, so I was like, you know what? We're going to have some fun with this Division 3 bracket. I didn't pick Edgewood and New Berlin West going to level 4, but my two picks on that side are still wrong. I had 2-seeded Onalaska and 2-seed Whitnall. I actually had Onalaska going to the Division 3 state title game, losing to Catholic Memorial. So that bracket, or at least that side of the bracket, is completely busted, but I did pick Reedsburg over Edgewood, so I'll take that.
There you go. You got to take those little victories when you're filling these out and being like, see, I knew I had that one. Never mind the rest of it. We go on then to Division 2. This is, again, my left side. For whatever reason, the left side of my bracket on Division 3 and Division 2 been great. The only game I got wrong on Division 2 on the left side was, again, that 3-6 game in the bottom left region. I picked Milwaukee King, and they lost to Wauwatosa East. Otherwise, all the rest of them are correct. I have Oshkosh North coming out of the top, so a little nervous about that one against 1-seed River Falls, but then I've got Green Bay Notre Dame beating the defending runner-up of Division 2 then in Rice Lake to be the Final Four, with then Green Bay Notre Dame in my championship game. And then on the right side, I did pick at the beginning of the playoffs West Appear to play Monona Grove, with Monona Grove going to the state championship game for Division 2. So I do still have all 4 of my teams left. We'll start with you now, Owen. Who do you have on your Final Four?
My Final Four was West Appear,
okay,
Homestead, Notre Dame, and I had New Richmond beating River Falls. So I got one of them knocked out already, but the other 3 remain intact. And the bottom regions on both sides of the bracket, I have perfect so far.
Look at you. Dennis, how are you doing in Division 2?
Well, great, because I got all 4 of my alive, River Falls, Notre Dame, West Appear, and Monona Grove. Picking through the games, I thought Holman would be playing West Appear in this round, and it's Union Grove. And then the other one I had was the Milwaukee King. I could not pick a 3-seed King over 6-seed East, so I did pick that one right. So that whole side I had right all the way through here, and I still have all 4 of mine.
Yeah, I'm just, this Division 2 bracket, there's so many teams where I look at them, and I was like, if you told me Rice Lake goes all the way and wins a state title, I wouldn't be surprised. Green Bay, Notre Dame, same thing. Oshkosh North, I think with Bryce Ott at quarterback, he's such a good athlete, an underrated quarterback in this state. They could make a run. River Falls, really good program. West Appear, we've talked a ton about them and how great they are. And then Homestead or Monona Grove as well. I think either of them are capable of going all the way and winning a state title. So So the Division II bracket, I think, is going to be incredibly entertaining. Division I is where things really fall apart for me. I do still have Arrowhead alive. I have Wanakee alive, and I do have Franklin alive. But I did a really bad job with picking some of these other games. It's just embarrassingly bad. I probably shouldn't have taken my wife's alma mater, the 4-seed Racine Case, to upset one of the most consistently good programs that this state has in Muskego in level 2. I picked Middleton to upset Badger in level 2 as well. Lake Geneva Badger's an absolute machine. So things are just not going well for me, guys. What about you, Dennis?
Well, I got all 4 of mine: Wanakee, Arrowhead, Muskego, and Franklin. And everybody I've picked, I had De Pere actually beating Hudson. I thought that could be a possible. I was looking for an upset there. But the other ones, I think it's chalk. It's Wanakee is a 1, Arrowhead's a 1, and Hamilton is a 2. They've been good all year. And that's going to be a really good matchup because Hamilton can win that game here in level 3. And Muskego and Badger, I thought, were the class there. And the survivor, I figured would be Muskego, but I would not be surprised if it's Badger. Grady's having another great year, quarterback.
Yep.
And then Franklin and Bayport, I thought, Bayport was. I had Middleton and Verona winning, but that's just not after level. I thought level 2 it was going to be too tough.
Yeah, and both
they were.
Both of those area teams just getting into those, they're just really difficult matchups, really tough to have with, taking on Franklin if you're Verona in level 2. Like, Franklin's just, again, I say it a lot, but they're just the type of program where they just know how to win postseason games. They're not, those games aren't too big for them. That program just knows what they're doing, and it's the same thing with Badger now. And that offense for Badger, that's not something that Middleton ever sees. Playing in the Big 8, having to see a wishbone offense, like, unless you know, like, hey, this is a team that we think can make a run, we think we might get paired up with a team like a Muskego or a Badger come postseason time, so maybe we schedule somebody that runs that type of offense. To just prepare for it in 1 week is incredibly difficult to do, especially at the high school level. So it's not surprising that teams struggle to deal with the wishbone unless you're used to seeing it multiple times in a season.
And teams like Muskego and Badger, because they are so efficient, they run time off the clock.
Yep.
Again, we talk about natural running clocks. They don't throw, so the clock doesn't stop. They just keep moving and moving, and they wear defenses down. When you've got an 18-play driver, you take 6, 7, 8 minutes off clock. And if your offense goes 3 and out, your defense is just huffing and puffing after 2 or 3 series like that.
Well, and then, too, it puts a ton of pressure on that offense then, because they're like, oh, the clock is running out. We don't have as many possessions in this game, so you have to make them count. Owen, how's your Division I bracket going? As this is Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. We're going through our brackets that we filled out at the beginning of the playoff season.
Overall, it's good. I still have my Final Four intact in Division I. I did fall into the trap with you guys of Middleton moving past level 2. Thought we could get a local team upset. Didn't happen. But overall, I'm really happy with my Division I bracket. Same scenario as my Division II. The bottom half on both sides, I'm perfect in those regions.
Jeez, Owen. Just elite ball knowledge from our producer, Owen Dimfel. We just got to know if it's on the bottom. Maybe next year we just make a fake bracket for him, Dennis, so every game is on the bottom half of it, okay. And that way then he's just perfect throughout it. Jeez.
He agrees.
This is Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. We're also brought to you by the GRB Academy. If you're interested in getting individual or group lessons from some of the highest levels of coaching for the baseball player in your life, the GRB Academy offers individual and group lessons for players of all ages and skill levels. Visit grbacademy.com for more information. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player. We wrap up the show the same way that we do every single week here on Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly, as we will have our PrepMania on deck. The Dean and I look ahead to other area games, area events that are going on in the high school sports world. If there's a game or an event that you want the Dean and I to talk about, drop it in the YouTube comments on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel or on the Daily Dodge YouTube channel, and we will talk about them next on Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly.
You're listening to Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly, breaking down more from this week in area high school sports next on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
We love the Packers. We bleed green and gold. And every time our team takes the field, well, it's pure football bliss. If only there was a way to experience that blissful winning feeling every day. At Associated Bank, we've got you with 10% off Lambeau concessions and 15% off Pro Shop merch. All when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank. It's how Packers fans keep winning on game day and every day. Associated Bank, Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesch Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, service, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
At Siding Unlimited, we're really excited for the fall season. Not only are we proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, we are also fired up for an exciting fall season cheering on football and volleyball. If that's not enough, we're really excited to share with you that Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's best window and door installation team. Siding Unlimited is a Pella Platinum Premier National Contractor of the Year award winner 5 times. Looking for new windows and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
Planning a corporate event, private party, or team outing? Madison acts as your state-of-the-art entertainment spot.
Whoa, you nailed it!
Featuring 8 lanes of axe throwing, craft beer, and interactive games, plus digital target projection and scoring. For even more fun, check out their indoor backyard. 2,000 square feet of shuffleboard, cornhole, yard games, bar table games, and more. Book your corporate event or holiday party now, before their lanes fill up. Go to MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today.
They say punters are people too, especially on KBN.
Packer fans should be thankful that they have a third quarterback in a row that can win you games, put up MVP-like numbers, because that's exactly what Jordan Love is doing, and be able to have a team where you are in the number 1 seed of the NFC already.
Kyle, Brust, and Nordman. Presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. Weekdays from 2 till 4 on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Want to move better, play faster, and compete at a higher level? Train where Wisconsin's top athletes go. Total athlete performance. From middle school phenoms to the pros, TAP is Madison's #1 destination for speed, power, and athleticism. Their proven systems, expert coaches, and cutting-edge equipment help you dominate your sport. Can't make it in? Train anywhere with the TAP mobile app. Spots are filling fast, so don't wait. Visit tapwisconsin.com to schedule your free athletic assessment today.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Give me the green light. Oh, yeah. 'Cause I'm ready to go. Let's have a good time. Let's go.
Wrapping up Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly, I'm Hunter Vaughn. With me, the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Semrau. And it's now time for our PrepMania on Deck segment. This is where we look at other games or events that are going on in the area that Dennis and I are excited for, we're looking ahead to, or that maybe the fans want us to talk about. So, Dennis, what are you looking ahead to here this week?
Well, I had 2 sectional soccer matches last week, so we'll start out the 43rd Annual State Soccer for Boys tournament. It's at Eline Soccer Park in Milwaukee on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And in Division 1, Madison West, 15-1-1. Of course, they draw the 4 seed. This sectional has produced the last 3 state champs. Middleton back-to-back, Verona before that, and 4 of the last 6. And they always get the 4 seed, it seems. So I'm thinking, lack of respect. Well, in Division 2, I saw DeForest beat Sauk Prairie 3-0 in a sectional semi. They beat New Richmond. They get the number 1 seed, and guess who they get to play? Homestead. They're at Homestead, and that is actually a Friday game at 4:30. So I don't know if we get there early, we can watch soccer and football.
I mean, we are going to be getting there around then.
Unfortunately, we won't be able to.
No.
But while we're over at Homestead Stadium, they're going to be at Eline in Milwaukee, on the north side of Milwaukee.
Okay.
So that's a 17-1-4 DeForest team in Division 3. McFarland 14-7. They got a 3 seed. They play on Friday against Notre Dame. There you go, another team we just talked about in football. And locally, Madison Country Day in Division 4. They drew the 4 seed. They get Oostburg 18-1-1. Like I said, West, they draw Brookfield East 15-0-4. West is 15-1-1. And that is a Thursday, 11 a.m. So Regions fans, get up early, do breakfast on the way, and watch your Regions hopefully get to the finals.
Yeah, love this time of year where we get all of the championship games coming now and sectionals, where my event is the girls swimming and diving sectionals are this weekend. So there's 2 divisions for swimming. For those that don't know, I was a swimmer in high school. You have 4 sectionals in Division 2. You have 6 of them in Division 1. I'm trying to remember. You have to win your sectional, or top 2 in the sectional,
and
automatically qualify for state. In Division 2, then it is the next fastest times of all of them combined to fill out the field of 24 for Division 1. In Division 2, then, it is again the top 2 automatically qualify, and then they fill it out for the top 16 because there's 8 lanes then in the pool, so you get 2 heats, or in Division 1, you get 3 heats then, and then they seed everybody off of your qualifying time. One of the crazier things for swimming, and maybe it's gotten better as internet has gotten better in that, because I was in high school about 15 years ago now, is the fact that the way it used to work, for me, I didn't qualify for state individually. I swam the 500, so 20 laps in the pool because I'm a lunatic, but I would finish probably around 5th, 6th, somewhere in there in my sectional. So then it was on the bus ride home, texting my friends who weren't swimmers to go on their computer at home to try and see if the times have gotten in, or to sit there and do the math and pull the sectional results from the other 3 area sectionals, because we were Division 2, to see if I made it, because that's how much of a I need to know. I can't wait until I get home. We're over in Plymouth and I have to go all the way to Berlin. That's like a 2-hour drive. I can't wait 2 hours. Why would I be patient ever? I need to know now. Like that's the fun part of this, is all of those swimmers, they're going to swim, they're going to do their best, they're going to compete, and then they're going to be sitting on the bus ride home on their phone trying to find the results of the other sectionals to see if they qualified.
Well, I cover Sauk Prairie boys and girls, it seems, every year for sectionals, state, and they have a watch party. And theirs are usually pretty close, like Sauk's hosting, or like Verona, they're hosting the sectional. So that's a lot easier than you got a 2-hour bus ride. And now with the internet, and people texting. But in the old days, you literally had to wait until the WIAA put it out, and it might not be till Saturday night. And you're on pins and needles. So congrats on your career as a swimmer. So that's why I saved that one for you, because I knew you wanted to talk about that. So I still don't know if I'm covering
spoiler alert,
sectional.
I'll talk about it next week too for my on deck, because it'll be girls state then next week.
You betcha.
Yeah, I love the state meet. It is super fun. I love all of the state championship games.
It's a zoo.
Yeah, it's a zoo. You get these crowded fans, and you see the sections with all the different colors of fans coming down. Sometimes it's just one swimmer that's there, but you'll get 30 or 40 people coming from their community to cheer on that one swimmer for the one event. It's always incredibly loud. It's a great environment, even though it isn't here in Madison anymore. It's over in Waukesha. Still an awesome environment. So sectional swimming for girls swimming and diving is my pick for PrepMania on deck. That does it for Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. Again, Dennis and I you'll hear us again here on the ESPN Wisconsin app this Friday night starting at 6:30, where we will be on the call for Monona Grove and Homestead for the Level 3 of the Division II playoffs. The winner advances to the state semifinals and one step closer to Camp Randall. And then next week, we will have the show again, and that's where we will announce where we will be for our Level 4 game. We will have all 7 state championship games coming up on the 20th and 21st, so you'll be able to hear all 7 of those on the app as well as hear the audio on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. I want to say again thank you to both of the coaches from the schools, with Brandon Beckwith of Monona Grove for joining us, as well as Drake Zortman from Homestead, the 2 head coaches for our game of the week this week, for joining us. You can listen back to those on the ESPN Wisconsin app or wherever you get your podcasts. That does it for Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. For the Dean, Dennis Semrau, our producer Owen Dimfel, I'm Hunter Vaughn. This has been Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973, and they're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether it's the sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles